Hi everyone, my name is Amira Adil. Our story today is about the most famous, terrifying, and haunted place in the Arab world, which is Irqa Hospital in Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's an abandoned hospital since 2001. This means that it has been deserted for 20 years, and no one knows why this hospital has been deserted for all these years. Although when it was built in 1987, it was a very luxurious and spacious hospital. The building looks like a luxurious palace. When you enter it, you will be amazed by its distinctive decor and vast era. When you walk around the hospital, you will find that it consists of 8 floors. It's fully equipped with medical equipment, and you will find that all elevators are working and that the hospital's electricity has been completely completed, and that it has a number of beds sufficient to accommodate more than 400 patients. If you go up to the last floor, you will find units of intensive care rooms that are fully equipped with all the necessary medical equipment. And here you will find yourself asking, why has the integrated hospital not worked in this way until this moment? And what made it deserted for many years until it became a haunted hospital? The stories about ghosts and jinn in the abandoned Irqa hospital were common in Saudi society, which made a group of young men decide to go to this abandoned building in a challenge to courage and also to affirm their toughness, determination, and ability to overcome anything unfamiliar. So one day, 5 friends in the Saudi capital Riyadh decided to go to the hospital late at night, and it was a golden idea for them that they were a group of teenagers looking for an adventure at night, perhaps making them the heroes of the story of Irqa Hospital. So they drove to the area where the hospital was located and looked for a door to enter through. The hospital's external doors were all closed, but in the end they found what they wanted, in a door that seemed to be partially broken. And as soon as they entered the building, they wondered about the first floor, in which they didn't find anything of interest. So they took the elevator to the second floor, and when they didn't find anything, they all decided to stay on this floor, but one of them decided to go up to the third floor. Indeed, he ascended alone, but minutes didn't pass until they heard his voice calling out to them and filled with fear. So they all hurried and went up to him on the third floor, so he took them to one of the closed rooms, which he opened when he noticed a strong smell of one of the detergents. And as soon as he opened it, he saw a cup of hot tea, as if someone had prepared it for himself at the same moment, which made him feel terrified. And when his friends went with him to find out the matter, their attention was drawn to the sounds of feet standing behind them, which made fear creep into their hearts. So they hurried down the stairs to get out of this building. But on the way down they paused a little to breathe, but there was something that caught their attention very much, and that was a lighted sign was placed on a large door with the words "Refrigerator of the Dead" written on it. The door had a small window, and when the young men looked through it into this door, they couldn't believe what they saw. The young men looked out of the small window in the door of the mortuary, and they saw shadows of people walking in the room with loud voices as if they were in a market, but they didn't see any complete form of these shadows. Then they were all surprised to hear screams coming from one of the dark shadows, and with these screams, the shadows ran swiftly towards the young men, causing them to flee from these ghosts. But one of the young men had fallen from fright, so his friends saw a hand that wanted to pull their friend forcefully, but they rescued him in time. And here the young men ran towards the door from which they entered the hospital, and before they went out, an old lady suddenly appeared to them, yelling at them and saying, "Get out of my house, because my animals have woken up." This made them rush out of the hospital more quickly, and when they came out of the hospital, they found someone standing at their car. This person asked them, "What have you been doing in this hospital so late?" They told him exactly what happened and assured him that they had seen jinn inside the hospital and that there were ghosts in the mortuary room. The man advised them not to return to this hospital again, and when the young men got into the car, they met a police patrol that stopped them, and the officer asked them why they were in the hospital area so late at night. The young men told him what happened and then told him about the security man who helped them and met them at the car. So the officer looked at them astonished and assured them that the hospital didn't have any security guard and that this building was no longer in it at all. This was the most famous story about the haunted Irqa hospital. And this story motivated dozens of young people on social media to make an agreement to enter the building together and discover the truth about it, which made the Saudi authority an official closure of the place in order to preserve its modern equipment and furniture. And if you like the story, please hit subscribe and put like to the video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.